You ever notice how the moment you stop caring so much, that's when people start paying attention? Same thing happens in relationships. When a man walks away, most women panic. They blow up his phone, they chase him down, they try to prove their worth to someone who's not even looking. But let me tell you something. If you really wanted to come back, the secret isn't in chasing, it's in shifting. It's about flipping the script, turning the focus back onto yourself, and letting him feel the weight of your absence. Because the truth is, a man doesn't realize what he's got until he no longer has full access to it. And if you play this the right way, not only will he come back, but he'll come back differently, respecting you more than ever before. When a man decides to pull away, the first instinct many women have is to chase after him. The panic sets in, and suddenly every thought revolves around how to get him back. But chasing is the quickest way to push him further away. It tells him you don't value yourself enough to let him feel the consequences of walking out. Instead, the real power comes when you decide to stop chasing and start valuing yourself. That's when the game changes. Because here's the truth. A man is naturally drawn to what he feels he might lose. And nothing makes him rethink his decision more than seeing a woman who knows her worth and refuses to beg for love. Think about it. When you put yourself in the position of constantly calling, texting, or trying to explain your love, you're showing him that his presence is more important than your own peace. You're telling him, without words, that your happiness depends on him. And that's never attractive. Men may not admit it, but they are wired to respect what isn't easily handed to them. They value what has boundaries. So, when you step back and say, I'm not chasing you, I'm choosing me, you're setting the tone. That's when he starts to wonder if he made the right decision by walking away. Valuing yourself isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about actually doing the work to put yourself first. It means standing in the mirror and reminding yourself daily that your worth doesn't shrink just because someone couldn't see it in the moment. It means taking time to care for your mental health, your body, your goals, and your happiness. A woman who invests in herself becomes magnetic because she's radiating confidence that no man can ignore. And when he sees that you're not waiting by the phone for his call, but instead out living your life, leveling up and looking like the best version of you, that's when regret hits him hardest. It's also important to remember that men test limits. If he sees that every time he pulls away, you chase harder, he learns he can take you for granted. He learns that he can disappear and you'll still be there waiting. But the moment you switch it up, when he pulls back, and instead of running after him, you hold your ground and let him feel your silence, that's when the dynamic changes. He realizes your love isn't unconditional access. It's something he has to value and earn. That's when he starts thinking, hold on, maybe I messed this up. Stopping the chase also puts the control back in your hands. Right now, if you're constantly running after him, he's setting the pace. He's deciding when and how the interaction happens. But when you step back, the roles reverse. You're no longer at the mercy of his attention. He's the one questioning why you're not reaching out. He's the one checking his phone, wondering why you haven't responded. That shift alone is powerful because it places you back in the driver's seat of your own life. And don't underestimate how attractive confidence is. A woman who knows her value doesn't have to shout it or demand it. She lives it. She carries herself differently. She walks into a room like she belongs there, whether he's watching or not. That kind of energy is what makes a man realize that he's not just losing a woman, he's losing an opportunity. And opportunities like that don't come around often. So, if you truly want him to come back, the answer isn't in chasing. It's in holding your head high, putting your energy into yourself, and letting him feel the gap you leave behind. Because while you're busy valuing yourself, he'll be busy remembering why he wanted you in the first place. And this time, if he does come back, it won't be because you begged. It'll be because he knew he couldn't replace you. When a man pulls away, it's easy to make his absence the center of your life. You replay conversations in your head, you check his social media, you wonder what he's doing and who he's with. Before you know it, you're stuck in a cycle of overthinking while your own life is sitting on pause. But here's the truth. Nothing makes him rethink his decision more than seeing you shift your focus away from him and onto your own growth. The moment you stop obsessing over where he is and start investing in yourself, that's when the real power kicks in. Instead of waiting for his call or text, use that time to level up. Pour your energy into your goals, your career, your health, your hobbies, and your happiness. When you start making progress in your own life, you build a glow that no man can ignore. Imagine him pulling up your social media, and instead of seeing sad posts or hints that you miss him, he sees you out with friends, smiling, working on your fitness, starting a side hustle, or traveling somewhere new. That kind of energy doesn't just show him you're fine without him. It makes him realize you're becoming even better without him. That's when regret starts to creep in. Men are naturally drawn to progress and confidence. They respect a woman who refuses to crumble just because he pulled away. By focusing on your growth, you're silently communicating that you were never waiting for him to complete you. You're showing that your life is full, your energy is vibrant, and your future is exciting, with or without him. That kind of independence is irresistible. It flips the dynamic from him thinking he had control to him realizing he could lose someone who is leveling up right before his eyes. Focusing on your growth also heals you in ways chasing him never will. When you invest in yourself, you rebuild your confidence, you sharpen your mind, and you create momentum in your life. Suddenly, you're not checking your phone every 5 minutes. You're too busy working out, studying for a new certification, starting a business, or spending quality time with people who appreciate you. You replace waiting with building, and that transformation makes you stronger than you ever thought possible. And here's the kicker: men notice energy. Even if he doesn't see every detail of what you're doing, he'll feel the shift. When he reaches out and realizes your tone is different, calm, confident, not desperate, he'll know something's changed. He'll see that the spotlight is no longer on him. And instead of you chasing, he'll start to wonder how to get back into your world. Your silence combined with your growth forces him to face the reality that you're no longer orbiting around him. That's a powerful wake-up call. Think of it like this. If you spend weeks crying and chasing, he learns he can walk away and still keep your attention. But if you spend those same weeks leveling up, improving your mindset, your body, your finances, your friendships, he learns that stepping away cost him something real. He lost a woman who didn't just sit around waiting. She elevated herself. That's the kind of realization that makes a man come back, not out of pity, but out of respect and renewed attraction. Focusing on your growth isn't just about making him want you back. It's about making sure that even if he doesn't, you're still winning. Because the truth is, the best revenge isn't posting sad quotes or trying to make him jealous. It's becoming the best version of yourself while he watches from the sidelines. And when he finally sees that glow, that success, and that happiness, he'll realize that you were the prize all along. When a man decides to come back after pulling away, the biggest mistake you can make is letting him slide right back into the same space he left. If you don't set boundaries, you're teaching him that your love comes without limits, that no matter what he does, he'll always have a guaranteed spot in your life. But love without boundaries turns into disrespect. If you truly want him to not just come back, but stay and value you, you have to set standards and stick to them. This isn't about being harsh. It's about teaching him through your actions that your heart is valuable and not to be treated carelessly. Boundaries are powerful because they shift the balance of respect. When you tell a man, this is what I will accept, and this is what I will not tolerate, you are drawing a line that protects your worth. Men respect what has rules. Think about it. No one values a game without rules because anyone can do whatever they want. But when rules are clear, the game has structure, and players understand they must work within those limits to win. Your relationship works the same way. If he knows you'll forgive anything, then he won't take your love seriously. But if he knows stepping out of line has consequences, he'll move differently. The key is consistency. You can't say you won't tolerate late, night disrespectful texts, and then respond to them anyway. You can't say you need clear communication, but still entertain him when he goes missing for weeks and comes back with excuses. Boundaries aren't just words, they're actions. They are promises you make to yourself first. If you break them for him, he'll never believe them. But when you stand firm, he starts to recognize that if he wants access to you, he has to rise to your standard. Men often test boundaries to see how serious you are. That's not always out of malice. It's human nature to push and see how far we can go. But the way you respond determines how he treats you moving forward. If he tests you and sees that you bend every time, he'll keep pushing. But if he tests you and sees that you don't budge, that's when he realizes he can't play games with you. He has to either step up or step out. And the truth is, the man who truly wants you will always step up once he understands that your love isn't cheap. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you're closing yourself off from love. It means you're teaching him how to love you properly. You're showing him that being with you is a privilege, not a right. When he sees that you hold yourself to a high standard, it forces him to elevate how he treats you. Suddenly, he can't just walk in and out as he pleases. He has to be consistent, respectful, and intentional. And if he can't do that, then he'll realize he can't have you. The beautiful part about boundaries is that they create clarity. They remove confusion and mixed signals. He knows exactly what you expect, and you know exactly what you're willing to give. There's no more begging him to change or wishing he'd treat you better. You've already laid the foundation. And if he doesn't rise to it, you already know the answer. So when he circles back, remember this access to you isn't free. It's earned. It's earned through effort, respect, and consistency. If you let him walk right back in without demanding more, he'll take you for granted again. But if you stand tall and let your boundaries guide the way, he'll see that being with you means leveling up. And that's when his love goes from temporary to permanent, because he knows you're not a woman he can lose twice. Sometimes the strongest move you can make in a relationship isn't chasing, arguing, or explaining. It's silence. Silence and time are two of the most powerful tools you have, yet most people are too afraid to use them. They think if they stop calling, texting, or posting, he'll forget about them. But the opposite is true. Silence creates space for him to hear his own thoughts, and time allows him to process what life feels like without you. That's when the reality of what he's lost begins to sink in. When you constantly try to explain yourself or force conversations, you rob him of the chance to miss you. He doesn't get the opportunity to reflect because you're always present, always filling the gap. But when you pull back and let your absence speak, he suddenly feels the void you leave behind. He has to sit with his own decisions, and that's uncomfortable. Men don't realize the value of peace, care, and consistency until it's gone. Silence gives him that realization. Time works alongside silence in a way that words never could. The longer you withhold contact, the more he starts to notice the difference. He remembers the little things. Your laugh, your encouragement, the way you made his life easier, and he realizes those things aren't there anymore. People underestimate how powerful memory can be, but time has a way of turning frustration into nostalgia. The arguments fade, but the good moments stay. The longer he's away, the more those good moments rise to the surface. And he starts questioning why he ever pulled away in the first place. Silence also shows strength. It tells him, without you having to say a word, that you're not desperate. You're not waiting by the phone. You're not going to beg for his attention. That kind of confidence is loud, even though you're quiet. He'll notice you haven't texted. He'll notice you haven't liked his posts. He'll notice that your world seems to keep spinning without him. That unsettles him, because deep down, every man wants to feel like he matters in your life. When he sees you're moving forward without him, he starts wondering if he mattered as much as he thought. Of course, silence doesn't mean you're ignoring him out of spite. It means you're choosing peace over chaos. It means you're protecting your energy while he figures out what he really wants. And time doesn't mean you're waiting forever. It means you're letting things play out naturally without forcing it. That combination gives him space to come back on his own terms. And when he does, it's genuine. It's not because you pressured him. It's because he realized all by himself that he couldn't let you go. This is why silence and time are often more effective than any speech you could give. You could sit him down and explain why he should stay, list all the good things you bring, and try to convince him. but that rarely works. Words can be dismissed. Pressure can be resisted, but silence lingers. Time changes perspective. Those two forces together do the work for you without you lifting a finger. So, if you really want him to come back, learn to step back. Resist the urge to reach out, to chase, to remind him of your worth. Instead, let silence carry your message and let time do the teaching. Because when the quiet settles in and the days turn into weeks, he'll come to a realization that no words could have given him losing. You isn't something he can afford. And when that thought finally hits, that's when he'll make his way back. This time with a clearer mind and a deeper respect for the woman you are.